fled Europe for America in the 19th century due to dash. Option A, widespread poverty and deadly disease. B, frequent famines and poor living conditions. C, continuous wars and political instability. D, harsh climate and repeated natural disasters. A, widespread poverty and deadly disease. Louis Sebastian Marcher proclaimed, "Tremble, therefore, giants of the world, tremble before the virtual writer," who are referred to as the giants in this context. Educated classes who wanted to change the society, absolutist institutions like monarchy and church, authors of the new books, printing press.
Authors of the new.
No, absolutist institutions like monarchy and church. The Silk Road was a good example of vibrant pre-modern trade and cultural links between distant parts of the world. Explain the statement with any two examples.
It links the country of China to Europe. The food travels from China to Italy and became spaghetti. Potatoes, soybean, chilies, etc.
This was a medium of cultural exchange.
Pulses travel from India to all over the world.
This route has its own significance.
The Treaty of Vienna was drawn up in 1815 with the object of undoing most of the changes that had come about in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars. Highlight the significant provisions of this treaty.
This treaty
recognized the Greek as an independent nation.
Abolition of birthrights.
Abolition of birthrights.
Improving transport system.
Churches and Catholics were fear of getting questioned about the
But
churches and
Italy was
the Bourbon dynasty, which had been deposed during the French Revolution, was restored to power, and France lost the territories it had annexed under Napoleon. A series of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent French expansion in the future. Thus, the Kingdom of Netherlands, which included Belgium, was set up in the north and Genoa was added to Piedmont in south. Prussia was given important new territories on its western frontiers, while Austria was given control of northern Italy. The German Confederation of 39 states that had been set up by Napoleon was left untouched. In the east, Russia was given a part of Poland, while Prussia was given a portion of Saxony. The main intention was to restore the monarchies that had been overthrown by Napoleon and create a new conservative order in Europe. Next. What is essential for resource development to contribute to overall development? What is
planning, identification and identification?
Option: the availability of resource alone is enough. The presence of foreign invaders and their governance, technological development and institutional changes. Only human resource can contribute to development.
Option C. Technological.
Very good. Technological development and institutional changes. A total of 628 tigers died in India during the past 5 years due to natural causes and other reasons also, including poaching, according to government data. Meanwhile, 349 people were killed in tiger attacks during this period, with Maharashtra alone recording 200 deaths. Which of the following is the most significant indirect consequence of poaching on the tiger population? reduction in the prey species, dwindling tiger's food supply, increase in human wildlife conflicts in protected areas, rise in the tiger population, decrease in tourism revenue in national park.
Increase in population, human population.
Increase in human wildlife conflicts in protected areas. Option B correct. Next, which one of the following state has made rooftop water harvesting compulsory in India?
Tamil Nadu.
Very good. Based on the classification of forests, which of the following statements would most likely to apply to states like Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala? Option: these states mostly have forest managed as reserve or protected forest for conservation. Option B: they rely on unclassed forest and local community management for forest conservation. Option C: they have forest resource and primarily focus on industrial development. Option D: there are no classified forest and forest management is entirely left to provide ownership.
Second.
Option A. These states have a significant. These states mostly have forest management or protected forest for conservation. Accession and region. Accession is exclusive attention to caste can produce negative results in democracy. Reason is it can divert attention from other important issues, thus leading to tensions, conflicts, and even violence. A. Highlight any two key features of federalism.
In federalism, there are two or
More levels of government.
It has its own jurisdiction.
Power is shared.
The jurisdiction of the respective levels or tier of government are specified in the constitution. So the existence and authority of each tier of government is constitutionally guaranteed. Different tiers of government govern the same citizens, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in its specific matter of legislation, taxation, and administration.
state and center enjoy their own power.
Good. Courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the powers of the different levels of government. The highest court act as an umpire if dispute between the different levels of government in the exercise of their respective powers. The sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. Underemployment is caused when more workers are employed than actually required, fewer workers are employed than actually required, workers are paid more than their actual output, jobs are given only to highly educated workers. Very good. More workers are employed than actually required. What can be inferred about the limitations of using per capita income to compare well-being across countries? Choose the correct option. It shows how equally or unequally income is distributed among the people in a country. Second option, the only measure needed to understand a country's development in per capita income. Third option, it gives a basic idea of economic well-being but hides the income inequality. Option 4, it only reflects the industrial growth of a country and does not consider other important factors.
D.
No.
C.
C. It gives a basic idea of economic well-being but hides the income. Good. Which one of the following issues currency notes in India? Finance Ministry, State Bank of India, Central Bank of India, Reserve Bank of India. Highlight the significant three factors that have contributed to the growth of globalization.
More MNCs sector in the developing countries. Buyers have many varieties.
Stop the use of imported export tax.
Local companies now can compete with the large MNCs.
The movement of goods and services, movement of people between countries, transport technology, information and communication technology, liberalization of
Taxes.
foreign trade and foreign investment policy. Which one of the following groups of countries collectively defeated Napoleon in 1815?
Russia, British and Australia.
Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. Britain, Russia, Prussia and Australia. Which option?
Britain, Russia, Prussia, Austria.
Australia.
Austria.
Austria. First option is correct. Why did Gandhi launch the Salt March and how did it become an effective tool of resistance against the British rule?
Because he recognize that salt is the essential product which is used by every Indian.
Everyone in agriculture work.
And use the salt. Gandhiji
He launched this movement to break the salt law.
Next.
and Lord Irving rejected the England demand. Gandhi started the Dandelion.
It started from
78 bulleters.
Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, where he broke the salt and
1906, April 19.
How was Ambedkar's vision of emancipation for the Dalits different from Gandhi's vision?
Ambedkar was
What,
liberal.
what were the Ambedkar's vision? Eradication of caste system. Ambedkar advocated for the complete eradication of the caste system and believed in legal and political reforms. He saw the caste system as inherently oppressive and believed that it needed to be completely eradicated for Dalits to be truly emancipated. What were the Gandhi's vision? Reforming the caste system.
Gandhiji believed that untouchability is a mental
harassment.
Good. Gandhi focused on reforming the system from within, primarily through the abolition of untouchability and promoting a more inclusive Hindu society. He acknowledged the evils of untouchability and advocated for its eradication, but he did not call for the complete abolition of the caste system. Explain how language played a crucial role in developing nationalist sentiments in Europe during the 19th century.
Polish language was banned by the Russia.
Language served as Language served as a powerful symbol of identity and resistance in Europe during the 19th century. In Poland, after the Russian authorities banned Polish in schools and imposed Russian, people continued using Polish in churches and literature as an act of defiance. This made the Polish language a symbol of nationalism, keeping their culture alive despite foreign domination. Which of the following pairs of species is an example of a rare species and an endemic species? Blackbuck and Shanghai deer, Asiatic cheetah and Indian rhino, Himalayan brown bear and Andaman teal, Asiatic elephant and Gangetic dolphin.
Option A. Black buck and
Which one of the following is a private sector industry? Oil, shell, disco, valve.
Disco.
Good. Tata Iron and Steel Company.